In this video, I want to show you how to properly apply the mirror reality principle from the reality transurfing process and how to see fast results through it. Hi, this is Sunny from personalmasteryquest.com, and today I want to dive much deeper into the mirror reality principle of reality transurfing. And towards the end of the video, I want to give you 3 steps and 3 ways you can implement this principle into your life in order to start seeing fast results. Life is a mirror that reflects your relationship to it, meaning everything that you are experiencing externally, all the people that you're coming across, all the things that are happening throughout your day is the direct reflection of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and the perspective that you look at the world through, the relationship that you have to the world around you. And you can change your situations, your experiences, the people that you come across, the opportunities that exist in your life, everything. You can change everything once you truly understand this principle and start applying it to your life. We all live in this world together, but we are individually responsible for creating our own lives. Even though all of our lives intertwine and intersect at certain points with certain other people, we are all responsible for creating our own lives. You are responsible for creating your own reality, and I'm responsible for creating my own. The world simply exists, right? It is neither good or bad. It is neither pure or evil. But throughout your experience in this life, your mind has classified certain things as good and certain things as bad. It has formed certain beliefs about what is right for you and what you don't like. Those beliefs that you hold on a subconscious level and those beliefs that you hold within you are what create your life. Those beliefs are reflected outward and they create every single thing that you experience externally. This is how you create your personal layer of reality, of your world. Your layer of reality, it reflects back to you exactly what you believe to be true about the world. Your layer reflects back to you your relationship to your world. Your layer of reality proves your beliefs to be true, right? For example, if you believe that everything in the world is negative, that the world is out to get you, that you are a victim, that people are bad and do cruel things, that is exactly what will be reflected outwards, and that is what you will be experiencing throughout your life in different occurrences and different types of events. You will continue to see the world being cruel. You will see a lot of negativity in your life. You will see a lot of people coming into your life and doing negative things. What is worse is that when you see those beliefs reflected outwards and you experience those things happening in your life, you become convinced that your beliefs about the world were true. You'll say to yourself, yeah, the world, I was right. The world is so negative. But the world isn't negative or positive. It is simply reflecting back to you what you believed about it. And this creates an ongoing feedback loop. Whatever you believe to be true about the world is reflected outwards. You then experience it and live it. And because you see it in your experience, you become convinced that what you believed is true. You consider it as truth. And because that belief solidifies within you, it is projected out and reflected even stronger. And this just continues to go on. Your beliefs keep getting stronger and stronger. So when the belief solidifies, it is reflected outwards even stronger. This is the loop. So in a way, when people argue over if the world is bad or if the world is good, neither of them are wrong. Both of them are correct. They are simply experiencing whatever they believe to be true, and that is true for them in their reality. The world is bad and the world is good in their lives, right? But in reality, the world is neither of those things. It is simply what you believe about the world that is true in your life and only in your layer of reality. And this is another reason why we actually attract people to our lives who have similar layers of reality to us. If I have a very positive layer of reality and I believe that the world is insanely positive, abundant, and amazing, I am much less likely to attract someone like another person who is very negative and believes very bad things about the world. It's just because our world or our layers of reality won't intertwine. They can't intersect. Now, to understand this properly, let's look at this visual about reality. There are 2 parts to your reality. One is the internal reality on the left, and then on the right is the external reality. If you look to the top left, your internal reality is your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and your perspective that you look at the world through. On the other hand, your external reality is the situations, the circumstances, the events and occurrences that happen in your life. So basically, everything that is happening externally is a result of the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and perspective. The internal reality is the vital part. So the beliefs that you have, the thoughts that you have, are the real substance, are the real thing, the real foundation of what you experience outwards, right? Because the external reality is only the mirror reflection. It is an outward manifestation of the activity within. The internal reality is the alternative space. It is the space of infinite possibilities, unlimited potential, and unlimited resources. Whereas in the external world, we experience, limited potential, limited resources, lack of resources and lack of opportunity. The internal reality is abundant, opulent, and vast. It is greater than our minds could ever conceive. And because we are not connected to the internal reality through our minds, we are connected to it through our heart. Whereas in the external reality, we experience the world as being very rigid, so hard to change. We experience a lot of scarcity, and it's quite difficult. Change that is influenced through internal reality works through outer intention. Outer intention has the power to organize an infinite number of events in external reality to get the intended outcome. So whatever your intention is, outer intention has much greater power to get you to where you want to go, to get you what you want out of life. Whereas change that is influenced externally, so when you only just try to play around with the external effects, you work through inner intention. Inner intention has limited power, and it requires a lot of hard work and determination to get the intended outcome. So when you are just trying to influence change externally, you are going to have to work a lot harder, and you're going to have to work physically even sometimes to get your intended outcome. And even then, you might not be successful in getting it. Whereas if you try to influence change through your internal reality, you will always get the desired outcome, because you are basically changing the foundation of what you experience externally. When you tackle the problem through your internal reality, you are tackling it at the root level. When you change the root, the reflection of it in external reality is bound to change. It is inevitable. Now, lastly, there is a delay in this reflection. So just say you're trying to build new empowering beliefs to replace your old limiting ones. There will be a delay in the reflection, but they will show up surely. It is inevitable. In this process, you have to stay patient and persistent. Always keep this knowledge in the back of your mind that if you do the internal work and if you tackle the problem at root level, it is bound to change. If you make the internal reality beautiful and opulent and abundant, your external reality will inevitably become the same as the inside. The change that you want will surely be reflected outwards. It's just a matter of time. But now you can also see that when you try to simply just change things externally, you are simply just playing around with the effects of the cause. The cause lies within. And as long as the cause remains, you might be able to make some temporary changes outside, but you will fail to make lasting transformation and lasting change. This is why people struggle to make changes in their lives, because they just simply play around with the effects on the outside. They fail to tackle their problems at the root level, which is within. Now think about it this way. If you were to look in the mirror, right? In a physical mirror in your life. If you were to look in a mirror and you don't like what you see, is it going to help you to try to change the mirror? You might find temporary relief by taking the mirror to better lighting and maybe tilting the mirror so where it makes you look better, but that's not actual change. That's just temporary change. In order to actually change what you see, you have to not play around with the reflection. You have to change the actual image itself. You have to change the thing that is being reflected. You need to change the feedback loop of reality, not by changing the reflection, not by playing around with things externally, but instead by changing the thing that is being reflected, by tackling the problem on its root level internally. Now, here are 3 ways you can easily implement this into your life and practice it daily. Number 1, change your relationship to your world. Whenever something happens externally that you don't like, act positively. After all, it is something that you have created. Stop struggling against the world. Stop suffering what is happening to you. Instead, go forward with the knowledge that everything that is happening externally is something that you have created, right? Now, you might not like what is going on right now in your life, but with this knowledge that by tackling it at the root level, by just changing your relationship and how you feel about what is currently happening, you can create a more positive future. You have the full control and you know it will work because you are internally doing the work. And once you internally do the work, it is surely going to reflect outwards. Know that you can change what is happening on the outside by changing your relationship to it, by changing the way you feel about it on the inside. Number 2, start to build more empowering beliefs about your life. Create a statement. When anything happens that you don't like in your life, say this to yourself, something like this. My world always takes care of me. I'm not worried because my world looks after me and my world loves me. Start to say this multiple times a day and really start to acknowledge it happen in your life, even when something little happens, right? What you'll see is that when you start building these beliefs, they will surely start to reflect outwards. Your world will start taking care of you. Your world will start, looking after you. It doesn't matter what is happening to other people in their lives and what they believe about their world. That is simply something that is completely irrelevant to you. Your layer of reality should be individual to you, and you can create that positive change that you want by building those empowering beliefs that will be reflected outwards. So from this moment, you will always say these words: my world always takes care of me. Comment that below right now. And this brings us to number 3, control the stream of your thoughts. Start to only focus and think the thoughts about the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. For example, if you continue to go in front of the mirror and say, I'm ugly or I'm fat, the mirror will look back at you and say, yeah, darling, you are ugly. People don't really find you attractive. Or it will confirm your belief that, yeah, you have gained a lot of weight. So it doesn't matter what you think your negative qualities are. Stop focusing on the negative qualities. Instead, start focusing on the positive qualities that you want in your life, that you want to replace those negative qualities with. It doesn't matter what already exists. The only thing that matters to you from today onward is what you want, right? If you don't like what is currently happening, disregard it and let it be, knowing that it is completely temporary. Start to only focus on what you want from now on. Obviously, live in the present moment and appreciate what currently exists, but don't get fed up of what already is. Don't struggle against what already is. Have a positive insight for the future. Think of the things that you want and focus on them, knowing that they are already real and they are on their way. Soon enough, they will be reflected outwards. In the book, Reality Transurfing, Vadim Zeland actually gives an example of how all children are born beautiful, and you will rarely look at a child and call a child ugly. And most children are very secure about the way they look. The only reason that most adults or a lot of adults aren't satisfied with the way they look and consider themselves unattractive is because throughout their childhood, the children that admired the way they looked turned out to form their layer of their reality where they were attractive. And because they believed themselves to be good looking, the world reflected that backwards to them and they affirmed their belief that they are good looking. This created that positive feedback loop and they kept on getting better and better looking in their reality. Now I want to say this again. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are about the world, just know that they will be reflected outwards. And when they are reflected outwards, you will see them in your experience, you will live them, and because of that, you will start to believe that they are true. This is what creates that feedback loop, and you cannot escape this feedback loop. And don't worry, you don't even need to escape it. You simply need to just start feeding positive beliefs into the loop. And once you start changing what is being reflected, the loop will start to serve you. It will become a positive feedback loop, and your layer of reality will become more positive, will become more abundant, and reflect back to you all of your positive beliefs. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button below. As always, you could access this full blog post in the description box below. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe right here, and I will see you in the next video.